There's so much that happens to all of us every single day that we can't possibly focus on or observe every single thing that happens in the world around us. There's a phenomenon called the observer effect, which states that simply measuring or observing a system inevitably changes the behavior of that system. It's mainly related to quantum physics, but if you think about it in terms of everyday life or even the social aspect of people, if you thought you were being watched, you would be a lot different. Your actions would be a lot different than if you thought you were alone. This is also reflected on the individual level of each individual person. If I wake up tomorrow and I have a thought in my head that I'm going to see a yellow flower today, I have a feeling I'm going to see a yellow flower today, I've primed myself for seeing that yellow flower. So when I go out, I'm going to be subconsciously focused on finding a yellow flower. And when I find it, I'm going to think that it correlates with that priming that I did beforehand. But really, every other day, the yellow flower was there. I just wasn't focused on it. This doesn't just have to be something tangible either. It can also be with moods and behaviors. If I wake up and I prime myself by saying, oh, nobody likes me, or the world's always out to get me, when I go out into the world, situations are going to happen, and I'm going to notice those situations that correlate with that belief that I have that nobody likes me or the world's out to get me. And maybe I don't see certain moments that reflect the opposite because I'm too focused on those ones that I've primed myself for. If we get into the habit of viewing our lives as something negative or seeing situations as something negative, and we do that day in and day out, we're observing the same situations, then it starts to become a part of our lives. And until we can acknowledge that it's a part of our lives, then we're stuck with it. At whatever point of the day you're seeing this, for the rest of the day, you should try to notice what you're observing. You should try to almost be a co pilot in your mind, look past those thoughts, and really pay attention and see if you can notice these loops and these thought traps and these patterns that each and every one of us get into. And then you should try to reframe that. Instead of continuing to observe the thing that you perceive as negative in your mind, you should try to think of how you want your life to be instead of the trap that you are perceiving. And if you think of what you want your life to be, start observing the world through that lens. And the more you observe it through that lens, then that will start to become a part of your reality. So be an observer of the world that you want and need. Don't be an observer of the world that you always have been, or else you're going to observe the same results that you've always gotten.